And welcome to a new podcast mini-series called Judgment Day, where I pull up Reddit threads and we judge what happened in the Reddit thread. That's kind of an easy little thesis statement. Joining me, oh my gosh, my good buddy Logan Molnar, who, when I said, hey, I have this concept, immediately was like, I must be on this.
Absolutely. I love judging people.
You are Queen Judgment over there. I love it.
Thank you.
One of my good friends, Raina, she is always down to clown. I could literally be like, Raina, I'm going to go dance in a recycling pit. And she'd be there holding the camera for me, filming me dancing in recyclables. So, Raina, thank you for indulging me as always. I hope you're excited to get some judgment on.
Thanks, Matt. I'm really excited. All-star lineup here.
Yeah, we did not. I mean, I was about to say we did not scrimp on the money, but there's no budget for this show. So
we're not getting paid.
Oh, sorry, but maybe like a cocktail when we next see each other in person. I can, happy hour cocktail for sure. But all right. So for season 1, I went through Am I the Asshole Reddit page. So for those who aren't familiar, what they do on this Reddit page, they basically, people give their, they give their situations, they give their stories, and they ask, here's my story. Was I the asshole or were they the asshole? Does everyone suck here? Or maybe there's no assholes here. So we're going to read a situation for this first episode and we're going to give out some judgment. It's Judgment Day. So everyone get your judge wigs on, look fancy, and feel free to interject if you need to, something spikes your interest. But here is the thesis of this one. Am I the asshole for insisting that my brother and his girlfriend not wear gross clothes in my car? So that's what's coming up. I think from the title, you're like, Logan, I think you feel something from that title already.
I mean, gross clothes, like style gross or like like physically gross.
Do not wear that jean jacket in my vehicle.
It's tacky.
Excuse me, Elton John sunglasses? Like what?
Not in this car.
Let's get into the story. 24, 28 female. Let's name her Jean for jean jacket. So Jean, 28-year-old female, has a very sensitive nose. She can't do perfume, and she tells guys not to wear cologne on a date. She can't be around cigarettes or pot smoke, or she starts gagging, which honestly, cigarette smoke, I do start gagging too. So I feel that. I mean, no shame there, Jean. Jean says her whole family knows it, and they're very supportive. So this weekend, my brother, 24 male, let's call him Jean's younger brother, called me up at 2 a.m. because Jean's younger brother and his girlfriend, who's 22 female, they had missed the last train out of the city because they met up with some people at the bar and they wound up going to their place for a bit, which my first reaction is, if you miss the last train, don't you just take the Uber at that point?
Yeah. I mean,
when are they hopping this train? I mean, is this 3 a.m.? The very last train?
They just missed the last train. So then the city must be small. I mean, Cleveland's trains only go till like what, 12?
That's just such a, it's almost too perfect. Missing the last train. I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious of this couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely not a New York City or an LA city, that's for sure, because there's no last trains there. But so the brother and the girlfriend stranded. They ask Jean, the protagonist of our story, to come get them. Jean's apartment is 40 minutes outside of the city, and the parents who he lives with are about an hour away. So that's a lot of driving. I hate driving, and if I was Jean, 40 minutes to the city and then an hour away to get him to the house, that's a lot. So Jean said what I was thinking, get an Uber, because if they reeked of alcohol, cigarettes, and weed, Jean didn't want them in her car. The brother said it'd be too expensive to get an Uber. He promised that they didn't smell, and he begged Jean to come. Jean told him that as long as they didn't smell, I would come get them, but I was prepared to leave them stranded, basically, if they did smell of weed, cigarettes, and alcohol, because she has a sensitive nose. So that's kind of like the, not ultimatum, I guess, but the, like, I can do this, like, I'm willing to do it, but like, you can't be smelling of like, the night out, which, by the way, anyone who misses the last train is probably not smelling that great if after a night out on the town.
I agree.
I like how you're both like, yes. Okay. So then Gene gets the address an hour later. They come out. They're both drunk, which is one thing. Gene's brother went to hug Gene, and Gene could immediately smell weed on him. Gene started retching because she just has the sensitive nose. She said it was going to work and that they need to call Uber. Gene's brother says, we shower. There's no way you're smelling anything. It's all in your head. Apparently, their solution was to shower in the person's apartment that they were at, thinking that would get rid of the tobacco and weed smell on their clothes, which to me is like, what's that critical thought process like? Because like the clothes are going to smell, right?
Yeah.
So Gene says, call an Uber. She gets back in her car. The brother bangs on Gene's car window. Gene said, you're not getting in my car like this. And then Gene actually offered to give him half the money for an Uber. That's like, she drove and she's like, you know what? I can't do it. Here's half the money for the Uber. The brother says, just roll the windows down. Gene says, no, I don't want that in my car. Brother, I showered. These are the only clothes I have. I can't ride home naked. So that gave Gene an idea. Gene opens her trunk. She grabs 2 blankets and 2 trash bags. She told them to put their clothes in the trash bags and to cover themselves up in the blankets. His girlfriend, the brother's girlfriend, says, F that, I'm going to walk, and walked away. The brother's like, you're out of your mind. It's all in your head. Just very, whatever. Gene pulls out $50 and says, call an Uber. Here's $50. Brother says, no, hold up, get the girlfriend. So they come back. And again, it's trying to like negotiate. I feel like I'm on Shark Tank. Is like, can we sit in the back with the windows open? Gene says no. She couldn't stand it. Her nose. She can't do it. They begrudgingly stripped, put their clothes in the bag. She tied the clothes and then threw them in the trunk, and then drove them like the hour trip home as they're wrapped in blankets. So to kind of end the story, they get the ride back. Brother's girlfriend unfriended Gene on Facebook. The brother's girlfriend and the brother aren't speaking. Their mom is furious with Gene, saying that she's overly sensitive. She says, the mom says that I should have called her, like that she should have been called. The mom should have been called, but then the mom goes to bed at 9. So that wasn't really like going to happen. Cause I'm assuming if the mom goes to bed at 9, the last train, I mean, there's just no way. So that's kind of where we're at. So that's the whole story. So the question is, Gene the asshole? Let's take it in. Logan, do you want to start us off with your impressions of the story?
So if Gene's whole family knows that she does not like smells, like overpowerful smells in her car, I feel like that's something that, should be respected. Obviously, it's not a new thing. Obviously, it's something that she's talked about a bunch. She like requests that her dates don't wear cologne. So I don't want to throw around the word gaslight, but, for the brother to basically be like, it's in your head. Like, we showered, we're all good. Like, you're overreacting. It's like, I don't know. I don't think. Someone else go, because I'm still trying to digest this.
I mean, no, I totally agree. It's not dramatic to say that she's being gaslit. I mean, the whole reason for this post, there's 2 reasons. Either she knows she's right and she's trying to prove to everyone, hey guys, you're obviously, not listening to my legitimate claims of like the smell thing and the whatever, like it's clear, it's abundantly clear that she has this issue. So either she knows she's right, which she should know she's right because she's NTA, not the asshole, or she's being gaslit by her family, now her mother, and everyone saying, she's posting this and looking for actual help from the Reddit community, which is not a good thing usually. Hopefully you're usually when you're posting, you want to be bragging about something. And it's like, yeah, I'm not the asshole, you're right. Either she must need a lot of help, or like, I hope this is what gets through to her family. Worst brother ever, because it just.
Can we talk about the girlfriend too?
Yeah.
How petty it is to like unfriend as soon as you get home.
She's like in the car ride, like blocked on Instagram, blocked on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna defollow your
Unfriend her.
Tumblr account. Like,
Untag all of these pictures.
Totally trashed, not trashed enough to go through every social media account you have.
mhm.
Never too trashed to do something like that, or gross, whatever they were rolling in. Man,
Mhm.
so like, ooh.
The
Yeah.
biggest issue I have with this is, Jean, our protagonist, made it very clear. Everyone knows about her. She just has sensitive
Mhm.
nose. She doesn't want to deal with it. She said multiple times, dude, if you reek of booze, if you reek of, because we've all done a night out where we've gone clubbing, we've spilled drinks on ourselves. We're having those social cigarettes or marijuanas, whatever it is. You get a night out stench. Everyone does, and then you come home
Even
and you
if
shower.
the scent is like sweat, you still smell.
You
like,
still
even if
are
it's
going to have
not-
a stench.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect situation when people are like, they like listen, but then they don't listen at the same time. Like, he's like, yeah, no worries.
They
Because
don't
in his mind, he's
understand.
downplaying it, right? Like, he's like,
Mhm.
oh, it won't be that bad. And it's like, dude, you need to listen to what she's saying. If she's saying, are you going to smell like a night out? Which of course he's going to smell like a night out. Then he should have known, like, oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to
Yeah.
work.
I have a feeling he gets away with a lot.
Yes, but yeah, if the mom's immediately on his side, yeah. Yeah,
Did I
I'm
tell
gonna go-
you? Oh, go ahead, Logan. What were you going to
I
say?
was gonna say, I'm gonna say Jean's not the asshole.
So I also don't think she's the asshole, but the thread, everyone sucks here, according to the thread.
Really? Well,
they-
okay, I do. Sorry, I hit my mic. I
You're
do-
like, what?
Wow, that's surprising.
When Jean was talking about the trash bags and riding naked. Could you imagine riding naked in the back of a car? You're like been out all night and you're just like wrapped up in a blanket in your sister's car. I mean, I would, yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Can you imagine if they got pulled over? What's that story? Sorry, officer. My friend smelled
Sorry,
of
they
stank.
smelled. Like I just.
Well, here's the top comment. They said pressuring your brother's drunk girlfriend to strip and get into your car when she wasn't comfortable is a pretty crappy thing for both you and your brother to do. I don't think she was necessarily pressured into stripping. I mean,
Yeah.
but it is a situation though where it's like you want to go home, you have to be naked, and that's not like a great situation. But the reason I don't think that's as big of a deal, the biggest deal here is she made it clear, yes, I can pick you up. Here is the one thing we need to compromise on. You can't smell rank. Do you smell rank? No, we smell great. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
That's the biggest issue. And I think the brother was crappy both to his sister and to his girlfriend. I think he definitely, because I'm sure the girlfriend isn't like, that aware of the sister's nose, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's not really her responsibility to know that and to take charge of that situation.
mhm.
So
All right. So our final verdict, Raina.
NTA.
Logan, final verdict.
not the asshole.
I have to agree. I don't think she's the asshole. I do think like the brother is the true villain of the story.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
he's like the Snow Queen, the Snow White Queen, the Snow Queen. All right. Well, that was one of our advice. Join us next time on a new episode as we talk more of Reddit's crazy stories.
Judgment Day is a podcast by Starvolt Studios. Judgment Day is executively produced by Matt Rebar, Logan Molnar, and Raina Butel. For more awesome content, just go to starvoltstudios.com or on their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page.